Okay, so as you can see from the previous clip, first what I did was I just cut out my template and I traced it onto my sponge using a pen. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. And I'll also try to link this template below in the description box so you can use it if you want to. And then what I did was I already started cutting out the shape, as you can see. So what you want to do is you just want to take your scissors and you want to trim around the shape like so. Just very carefully. And then when you get to the indents or like parts like this, you just want to cut a little bit deeper like so. So that way it creates a much deeper cut. Kind of like how I did it for the ears. And then you just want to just keep trimming it until it looks the same on both sides. And also you want to make sure that your foam or your sponge is pretty thick as well, if you're going to be turning it into a mirror. And then you just want to make some smaller snips with your scissors just to smooth off the shape. So hopefully that all makes sense. So I'm just going to finish this and I will be right back. So here is what the completed shape looks like. So as you can see, it is now the same, or pretty much the same, on both sides. And now this next part is optional. You can choose to leave the shape like this and now just move straight on to painting it. But I wanted to make mine into a mirror. So next what you want to do is you want to cut the squishy in half, all the way down the middle. And I recommend that you probably mark it off with a pen so you know exactly where to cut. So you want to cut it directly in the middle, because if you cut too far down then one part of the squishy is just going to be way too thin, obviously. And I also recommend that you use a craft knife for this step. So I'm just going to do that. Here it is once I've finished cutting it in half. And I ended up having to use a different craft knife because the first one that I was using wasn't cutting through the sponge very well. And then what I did was I just cleaned up the inside slightly just using my scissors. So now you should have two separate pieces. And now we can move on to the next step. So next what I did was I took 1/2 of the squishy and I traced the mirror in the middle using a pen. And then what I did was I just cut around the circle using my scissors to create a slight indent for the mirror. And you don't want to make it too deep because otherwise then the squishy is just going to be too delicate. And we're going to be gluing the mirror in here later. And also, by the way, it doesn't have to be completely perfect since the mirror's going to be covering it anyway. And then once you've done that, we can finally start painting it. Here is what it looks like once I've finished painting it. And I decided to paint mine yellow because I feel like yellow is like the most popular or the most classic colour of Peeps. But you can of course paint yours whatever colour you want or whatever colours you want. And you can also look up images of Peeps marshmallows for reference or inspiration. And you can also paint on some designs on the squishy if you want to, and really just do whatever you want. And then what I did was I painted on the face using my brown puffy paint. And the face is really simple. It's just 2 circles for the eyes and then a slightly smaller circle for the nose. And I just used an end of a paintbrush just to dot them on. And I did also look at my template here for help. And also you want to make sure that you have painted the entire thing, so that includes the back of the squishy as well. So now you just want to let these completely dry and then we can move on to the next step. So now once both sides of the squishy are completely dry, next what you want to do is you want to glue in the mirror onto the side where you've made the indent, obviously. And I recommend that you use a pretty strong glue for this, and I'm just going to be using my all-purpose glue. So I'm just going to open it up and I'm just going to place some glue around the edges or all the way around the circle like so. And also a little bit in the middle. And I also have my window open because this glue does smell really strong. So I definitely wanted to have a window open whilst using it. And next what you want to do is you just want to place the mirror inside and press it down slightly until the glue is set. So I'm just going to wait for this to dry for a few minutes. And then once the mirror has been glued in, lastly what you want to do is you just want to join the two pieces together. And to do that you just want to take a piece of felt in the same colour that you've painted your squishy, or you can use whatever colour of felt you want. And then you just want to cut out a small strip like so. So I'm just going to use this piece here. So basically just a small rectangle shape. And then it is up to you where you want to glue it exactly. I'm going to be gluing mine to the side like this. So that way I can open it up and it will stay together. So again, you just want to take your glue and you just want to add some glue onto one side of the felt. And make sure that you use quite a lot for this because you want it to be really strong. Then I'm just going to line up the two parts of the squishy and then just glue it to the side. And just press it in like so. And then once you've done that, your squishy is finished. So here it is once it is all finished. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It came out exactly like how I imagined it. And even though it is quite simple looking, I'm still really happy with it. And it is also really soft as well. And there's the mirror on the inside. Hello. And again, you do not have to make yours into a mirror if you don't want to. Again, this part is just completely optional. And also again, you can paint yours however you want to. There's loads of possibilities on how you can paint it. And also you can make yours any size you want as well. So yep, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always please feel free to request any more squishy tutorials you'd like me to do in the comments below. And also please stay tuned for hopefully another Easter themed video coming soon. I'm not sure when exactly it's going to be uploaded, hopefully in a few days or hopefully sometime on the weekend next week. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. And I really hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.